Giro d'Italia is live and on demand throughout the 3 weeks on GCN+. Anybody watching live on stage 5 might have been forgiven for watching from behind the sofa. It was a nervy day, a rainy day, a day where crashes and incidents would take the headlines. Starting in Atripalda in Campania, heading straight uphill to Passo Serra, there'd be just under 2,500 metres of climbing. A day that should have ended in a sprint finish. That was the result on paper, after most of the analysts had taken a look at how the stage might end. But there was always that element of uncertainty. Would a break be allowed away? Who would be in it? And how many would be up the road? Finishing in Salerno for the first time since 1995, 171 kilometres for stage 5. The conditions were horrible. After a long, nervy, neutral rollout, 3 riders went off the front of the Giro d'Italia. They'd be joined by 2 more, but 2 would fall by the wayside. Thibaut Pinot just about avoiding the crash with Samuele Zoccarato. Stefano Gandin got back on his bike and was able to follow. They were then joined by Thomas Champion, and Thibaut Pinot added 9 points to his lead in the King of the Mountains competition before saying his goodbyes. He'd then drift slowly back to the peloton, but then the incident of the day until the finish. Remco Evenepoel taken down, a crash involving a stray dog doing for the world champion. A teammate of his hitting the deck and a wave across the road, sending Evenepoel onto the pavement. He was back on his bike after taking quite a while to get back to his feet. No racing on, so no panic in terms of losing any time. A thumbs up and an OK. It seemed as though he'd got over the scare. At the intermediate sprint, there'd be some fun in the breakaway. And then in the peloton, a few sprinters desperate to mop up Maglia Ciclamino points. Mars Pedersen taking most of them, Maglia Ciclamino wearer, Jonathan Milan in second. Into the final 25 kilometres, the final intermediate sprint. The breakaway took that, but the peloton were only a minute behind. Samuele Zoccarato off in search of glory, but it was very, very unlikely. A sprint finish ready to be set up after a very slow day, most of it ridden in the mid-30s in terms of average speed. Alpecin were keen, as were Trek Segafredo and DSM, but a crash with 7 kilometres to go, sparking panic. Sprinters such as Ackermann and Gaviria down, general classification riders like Roglic caught up. They were busting a gut to get back on, as Zoccarato was about to be caught. Those crashing at 7 kilometres to go, most of them at least getting back. Roglic saving the day. The Maglia Rosa Andreas Leknesund also getting beyond the panic. Inside the last 3 kilometres, any crash here, and there would be no problem in terms of times. And crashes, I'm afraid there were. Again, Evenepoel taken down. Once more, absolutely in disbelief. We got to the final 300 metres, a group ready to contest the sprint. Mark Cavendish in there, his back wheel slipping on the white line. A crash as we went over the line. Quite bizarre circumstances, but getting first to the line, Caden Groves, who won the stage. His maiden victory in the Giro d'Italia on a day that most riders will want to forget. Remco Evenepoel explaining the whys, wheres, whats, and even maybes of what could have happened on the road. And then in the final 300 to 200 metres, this was the incident involving Cavendish, Fiorelli, who's put into the barriers. Cavendish almost diving across the line there, being thrown across the road. An awful mishap. At the end of it, Caden Groves winning the stage. Milan second, Pedersen third, Dainese, Cavendish fourth and fifth, Dalla Valle, Maestri and Fiorelli in the top 8. As the Maglia Rosa remained on the back of the main man from DSM, their Norwegian, Andreas Leknesund. On to stage 6, Naples to Naples, another bad weather forecast and more very worrying roads. A couple of climbs to take in as they go around Mount Vesuvius back towards the coast, the Amalfi coast and all its twists and turns, as well as the beautiful scenery that we can normally see if the weather isn't like it was on day 5. A finish in the city centre of Naples, one of the shorter days on the Giro d'Italia. Previously, in the build-up, they've called this the most beautiful stage in the world. The local organisers. Let's hope that some of those dark clouds clear and normal racing can resume at the Giro d'Italia.